Their god, the supreme existence, the invincible, the omnipotent being had been persuaded to leave by the counselor, who only had a beautiful appearance going for her, or so it seemed in Girard's eyes. The apostles of Vert was merely a disposable tool to Mizery. It was something she prepared on a whim to keep human societies under her surveillance and obtain information. There were plenty of replacements at the ready, so she was indifferent to the fates of Girard and the others. She abandoned them without a second thought, but Girard refused to accept this reality. No way. Damn it, you made our god leave. Enraged, Girard swung his sword at Testarossa. His elevated rank A abilities weren't just for show. The swiftness of his sword was invisible to the average person. Yet to someone like Testarossa, he moved like he was in slow motion. Besides, there was no need for her to do anything. Moss was with her. He would never ignore such insolence. Clang. With a sharp crack, Girard's sword shattered in half. He was apprehended by Moss the very next moment. Don't kill him. Same goes for that official Johann. But these people insulted Testarossa Sama. In the blink of an eye, Moss's ear was sent flying away. Moss, are you asking me to repeat myself? He kneeled immediately, demonstrating regret for his misconduct. I would not dare. To have given my opinion to Testarossa Sama, I thought too highly of myself. Testarossa had been in a good mood lately, which caused him to become careless for a second. She was actually very egocentric. The same applied to not only Testarossa, but Ultima and Carrera as well. Birds of a feather flock together was probably the best phrase that described them. Since you are aware of it, I shall forgive you this time. I have such a generous heart. Right, Moss? Would you agree? Definitely. You are absolutely correct, Moss said cooperatively. He was a smart man after all. Even though he occasionally made mistakes like this, he had served Testarossa for over 10,000 years. That was an incredible achievement that no one could even hope of replicating. And so, Johann, Girard and Ain were captured. Even the soldiers on their side were arrested. How can this be? Girard finally collected his thoughts after losing to Moss. The conversation between Mizery and Testarossa began slowly sinking in before he realized something crucial. Our enemy was acknowledged as an equal by our god. Could Blanc be referring to the white primordial? Girard knew of the primordial demons. That was why he was able to see through Testarossa's hidden identity. As soon as he connected the dots, Girard plunged into a state of utter stupefaction. Now armed with the knowledge of what they had attempted to go against, he knew his soul would never see a day of rest. His ego as a strong individual meant nothing in front of the power of a primordial. Ahahaha. Girard laughed maniacally. In a way, he had met an enviable end. Thus, both Girard and an unconscious Ain were dragged away by the magical inquisitors. Johann looked as though he had suddenly aged a few years as he laid lifelessly on the ground, rambling, have I failed? Even Grandbel Sama's wish, his final request. Yes. There is nothing you can achieve, Testarossa mocked, whispering into Johann's ears, her words filled with spite. When the sweet voice of Testarossa reached Johann's eardrums, it completely numbed his heart. Damn it. If it weren't for you, our plan would have worked. Is that so? Then I'm terribly sorry to have interfered with your plan in the end. Perhaps this is fate and it wanted you to give up. Looks like someone's waiting behind you. Now please excuse me. Testarossa stroked her pale finger across Johann's jaw before making way for the magical inquisitors, who were waiting to carry out their orders. No, stay away from me. The magical inquisitors remained silent throughout the process as they escorted Johann out. Stop it, get your hands off me. Johann shouted in front of an aloof crowd. Do you have any idea who I am? Do you not know the consequences of your actions here? My nation will not allow this to stand. You're creating an international problem for yourselves. No one reacted. Not a single person was willing to lend him a helping hand. That was only natural. With all these witnesses present, Johann would have to answer for his actions. There's no use crying, you have to pay the price for your crimes. Don't worry, your friends will be with you too. You will all have a fun time together. Go to hell, you demon. Seeing Johann's distress, Testarossa laughed happily. Yufu, wonderful. There it is. How can I not be amused by a stray dog barking like that? Within the council, criminals are judged by a jury, and if your charge is inciting subversion of state power or conspiracy against one's country, it is outside the jurisdiction of the council, and instead will be handled by Ingratia. How unfortunate that I won't have the right to punish you. Even though I could claim self-defense, you seem a bit too weak for me. Testarossa's words were perfectly aligned with international law. Taking the law as an excuse, she merely utilized logic to force Johann into a corner. With Johann arrested, he would follow in the footsteps of Gavin, never to see the light of day again and eventually executed in secret. Looking at the results, Testarossa single-handedly forced the demon that attempted to destroy the kingdom to back down, thus saving Ingratia and even all of the council members. This incident cemented Testarossa's status within the council. Both her intelligence and martial prowess were insurmountable. Even the speaker began to regard Testarossa highly, and her reputation spread far and wide. And so, Testarossa was able to conquer the West once and for all. Did he predict what would happen beforehand? Ah, Rimuru-sama is truly infallible. How wonderful, how truly wonderful. Testarossa sighed. The extent of the Lord's wisdom is genuinely unfathomable at Itmos. Indeed. But the incident could potentially cause Geek Crimson to take things seriously, and if that occurs, we shall gather our strength. We must let the world know that no matter how fierce our enemies are, none will stand in the path of our Lord. Since you know this already, I don't have much to add. You should work hard in order to reach his expectations. Remember to tell Sien the same. Understood, my master. Testarossa nodded, satisfied, and gave a graceful smile. The situation in the Northern Realm was going well too. Testarossa's subordinate, Sien, went above and beyond to contain and control the battle before Omisia's Magus order could arrive. Luckily, Gi wasn't really trying to invade anyway, which meant the demons were quickly defeated and routed back to their domain. And so, the disturbance in the west seemed to have drawn to a close. But the true unrest had yet to even begin. Hey, Mizery just contacted me, said Gi, sounding rather dismayed. When did the white primordial get a name? Oh, you mean Testarossa. She is among the many people that have learned how wonderful a person Rimuru-sama is. Diablo explained proudly. All my men got defeated too. This prank was a complete failure. It is only natural. Everything is going according to Rimuru-sama's plan. You are merely a pawn in this game as well, Gi. Diablo added. Again, unbeknownst to Rimuru, he was antagonizing Gi. Had Rimuru been there, he would probably have squealed something along the lines of, "What the hell are you saying, you idiot?" and tried to stop Diablo at all costs. So, did that Rimuru give her the name Testarossa too? Yes, he did. And the fact that Testarossa evolved into a demon peer after obtaining a body. That was thanks to Rimuru-sama, of course. Right. Diablo's smile widened, whereas Gi's headache worsened. Behind him, Rain was awaiting orders. Yet, upon realizing the severity of the situation, her face paled. Oi oi oi, is this for real? The balance of power that had been maintained for thousands of years has been shattered to pieces. He could only find the situation laughable. The balance of power in different regions had always been subtly preserved. The three primordials had stood strong in their respective domains, whilst the east and west were against each other. Furthermore, Luminous and Daggerel pressured each other from their respective domains as well. Yet, this delicate balance was now completely obliterated. Abruptly hit by an ominous feeling, Gi couldn't help but ask Diablo. Oi, if Testarossa emerged from the primordial trio, what happened to the other two? Diablo's expression became smug. You mean Ultima and Carrera? Rimuru-sama prepared positions for both of them. They seemed very happy about. Baffled, Gi quickly interrupted him. Hold on for a second. What is it? I was about to explain the important part, you know. Diablo was quite displeased as he was just about to brag. Slow down now, is it a long story? Whatever the answer was, Gi just didn't want to spend all this time with him. Of course. I'll hear you out later. Who is this Ultima and Carrera? Oh, Ultima is the violet primordial. Carrera is the yellow primordial. But if you don't call them by their names, they won't take kindly to it. Lately, it's almost like they've forgotten their original titles. I see. Gi was utterly gobsmacked. Oi oi oi, what the hell is that brat Rimuru thinking? Gi thought to himself. It's not impossible for the black primordial since he's always been an oddball, but there's no way the violet and yellow primordial would yield so easily. Didn't you mention the white primordial too? That woman is the most prideful of all primordials. To think she would be willing to take orders from other people. Well, Diablo casually interjected. I was the one that invited them. I would welcome more jobs, but it's pointless if that means I can't take care of Rimuru-sama as a result. Wouldn't you agree? Huh. He gave Diablo a weird look, as if saying, oi oi oi, what is this guy talking about? The absolute overlord, Gi, was completely dumbfounded at Diablo's words. To put it simply, I wanted to push some of my chores onto other people I wanted some companions to work with. So I invited that unemployed lot. Endlessly fighting like a bunch of idiots over power is so boring. That's why I hope they would mature a bit and come to Rimuru-sama's aid. Diablo declared in a haughty tone. So you were behind everything. Seriously, this is all your fault, you're the one who should grow up. Gi cursed internally. So you invited those girls and Rimuru took them as subordinates, giving them names and physical bodies. That's right. They were very rude to Rimuru-sama at first. Now that I think about it, I wanted to kill them for that. But since they're now useful, as long as Rimuru-sama doesn't mind, I will forgive them. Diablo was weird enough already, which made Rimuru seem even weirder. That was Gi's genuine opinion. An average demon lord would not have been able to name a primordial. Such a drastic action was accompanied by an equal amount of danger. One would need to wager their life, or even their existence as a whole, to do it. Essentially, if the primordials didn't recognize your strength, they wouldn't follow you, regardless. Your entire soul could potentially be consumed before you successfully named them. What Rimuru did could no longer simply be described as crazy or overconfident. With that, he came to a conclusion. I suppose I should just talk with him directly. I'll go hang out at Rimuru's place next time. Huh. That sounds troublesome. I refuse. You little he clenched his fists. But he'd lose if he lost his temper now. Diablo was a very special demon. Even if he were to be eliminated here, he would revive instantly. Knowing this well, he did not fall for Diablo's taunts. It's nothing really, I just want to hear more about all this from you, and this is certainly no place to chat. I heard from Dino that Rimuru's domain is quite affluent. So, I want to check it out for myself too. He said in a rather intimate tone as he wrapped his arm around Diablo's shoulder. Can't help it with you. If that's the case, I will welcome your visit. Surely, Rimuru-sama would be pleased to have you. Diablo's mood improved dramatically when he heard Rimuru's nation being praised. So much so that he permitted Guy's visit. Rimuru would definitely squeal upon learning this. Later in the aftermath of these events, when Diablo reported this to Rimuru, the demon lord would think to himself. This guy, why do you pick up all the bad traits from Johann? But not knowing things would go this way, Diablo promised Guy. Since you are here, I'll be going now. Right. Whatever happens here, Rimuru-sama will surely take care of it. I guess. Please send my regards to Rimuru. No problem. See you next time. I'll look forward to our next meeting. And so, Guy left the scene. Diablo gave a sigh of relief. Looks like I managed to pull through this time. There's no telling how things would go if Guy decided to interfere. Even I would have trouble dealing with him. Kufufufufufu, I must become stronger. The sound of Diablo's laughter echoed in the empty space.